Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. We're about to embark on a virtual adventure to Portugal, the land of sardines. This vibrant country, with its rich history, stunning landscapes and mouth-watering cuisine, has a lot to offer. From the birthplace of Portugal, Guimarães, to the captivating capital Lisbon, we're going to take you on a journey through the top 10 must-visit places in this beautiful nation. Starting off our journey, we're visiting Guimarães, the birthplace of Portugal. No, not the hospital where Portugal was born, but the city. This charming city is steeped in history with medieval buildings that whisper tales of the past. First up, we have the Guimarães Castle, a fortress that has stood the test of time. This 11th century castle is a symbol of the city and a testament to the birth of the Portuguese nation. Next, we delve into the grandeur of the Palace of the Dukes of Braganza, a majestic manor that takes you back to the 15th century. It's a perfect blend of history and architecture. Finally, we explore the historic city centre, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. With its cobblestone streets and well-preserved buildings, it's like stepping into a time machine. So if you're a history buff, Guimarães is your go-to place. But remember, no jousting at the castle. Next up, we're sailing to Aveiro, known as the Venice of Portugal. But don't worry, you won't need to learn Italian. Welcome to Aveiro, a charming city crisscrossed by canals and adorned with vibrantly coloured houses. It's no surprise that it's often compared to the famed Italian city of Venice. Our first stop is the Aveiro Lagoon. This expansive body of water is the city's lifeblood, with traditional molicero boats gracefully navigating its serene waters. It's the perfect backdrop for a dreamy afternoon stroll or a romantic boat ride. Next, we step into the past at the Aveiro Museum. Nestled inside a former convent, this museum offers a fascinating glimpse into the region's history and culture. From sacred art to ancient artifacts, there's a tale tucked in every corner. Finally, we head to Costa Nova, where candy-striped houses line the beachfront. This unique fishing village is a delightful feast for the eyes, with its picturesque houses reflecting the playful spirit of Aveiro. So, if you ever wanted to visit Venice but got seasick on the way, Aveiro is your safe harbour. We're now off to Funchal, the Garden of the Atlantic. And no, it's not because they have a lot of garden gnomes. This gem is nestled on the island of Madeira, a paradise for those who appreciate the finer things in life. First stop, the Monte Palace Tropical Garden. A world of lush greenery and exotic species awaits you here, with Japanese-themed gardens filled with koi ponds and oriental bridges. It's a tranquil haven that would make even the busiest bee slow down to smell the flowers. Next up, the Funchal Botanical Gardens. Perched high above the city, these gardens offer a breathtaking panorama of Funchal Bay. It's a living museum of over 2,000 plants from all around the globe. Lastly, we have the Funchal Farmers Market, a riot of colours, scents and tastes. It's a feast for the senses where you can sample the freshest of Madeira's produce. So, if you have a green thumb or just love flowers, Funchal is your paradise. Just remember to leave the gnomes at home. Next, we're time travelling to Abidos, a medieval marvel. Don't forget your sword and shield. This charming walled town is like a museum, preserved in time. It's easy to picture knights and nobles walking these cobblestone streets. First up, we have the Abidos Castle. Perched high on a hill, this fortress is a testament to the medieval era. Its commanding presence and panoramic views are hard to match. Next, we have the medieval city wall. A walk along this ancient structure gives you a bird's-eye view of the town. Imagine, these very walls have withstood the test of time and countless battles. Finally, we meander through the historic city centre. Lose yourself in the labyrinth of narrow, winding streets, lined with whitewashed houses adorned with vibrant flowers. So, if you love medieval history, or just like pretending to be a knight, Abidos is your kingdom. Just remember, no dragon slaying. We're now heading to Coimbra, the academic hub of Portugal. And no, there won't be a test at the end. This city is a treasure trove of history and knowledge, with its crown jewel being the University of Coimbra. This institution is one of the oldest in the world, brimming with scholarly wisdom since the 13th century. Its stunning architecture, including the Grand Joanina Library, is a testament to centuries of academic pursuit. A stone's throw away, you'll find the Santa Cruz Church, a majestic piece of Gothic and Manueline architecture. The church is not only a place of worship, but also the resting place of Portugal's first two kings, making it a significant historical landmark. And if you're up for a bit more history, make sure to visit the monastery of Santa Clara a Velha. This 13th century monastery, now a hauntingly beautiful ruin, echoes tales of queens and floods. So if you love learning or just like pretending to be a scholar, Coimbra is your classroom. Just remember, no cheating on the test. Next, we're off to Évora, a historic gem in Portugal. And no, you can't take it home with you. Évora is a city that proudly wears its rich history on its sleeve, or should I say, its streets. First up, we have the Roman Temple of Évora, also known as the Temple of Diana. This ancient edifice stands tall in the city centre, a testament to the Roman rule from over 2,000 years ago. It's like stepping inside a time machine, but without the risk of altering the future. Next, we turn our gaze skywards to the Cathedral of Évora. This colossal structure, one of Portugal's most important Gothic structures, is a sight to behold from any angle. And then, there's the Chapel of Bones. Now, this isn't your typical chapel, it's lined with human bones and skulls. A bit macabre, but it's a potent reminder of life's transience. So, if you love history or just like pretending to be Indiana Jones, Évora is your treasure chest. Just remember, no stealing the gems. We're now heading to Braga, the religious heart of Portugal. And no, you don't have to confess your sins. Braga has a rich religious heritage that's deeply embedded in its streets and architecture. Let's start with the Bom Jesus do Monte, a pilgrimage site that's as beautiful as it is sacred. The Baroque staircase leading up the hill is a sight to behold, and the church at the top a masterpiece. Then there's the Braga Cathedral, the oldest in the country. It's a mix of styles from Romanesque to Baroque, reflecting the many centuries it has stood. The intricate woodwork and gold leaf inside will leave you awestruck. And let's not forget the historic city centre. It's a charming mix of ancient and modern, with medieval churches standing proud among bustling cafes and shops. So if you love religious architecture or just like pretending to be a pilgrim, Braga is your sanctuary. Just remember, no confessing your sins. Next, we're off to Sintra, a fairy tale city in Portugal. And no, you won't see Cinderella here, but you will find the Peña Palace perched atop a hill, like a dreamy castle from a storybook. With vibrant red and yellow walls, it's a feast for the eyes and the imagination. Our next stop is the Quinta da Regalera. This enchanting estate is a maze of hidden tunnels and mystical symbols. Don't miss the initiation well, spiraling down into the earth like a journey into the unknown. Finally, we have the Moorish castle. Its ancient walls whisper tales of the Moors who once ruled this land. Its towers offer breathtaking views of Sintra and beyond, making it worth every step of the climb. So if you love fairy tales or just like pretending to be a prince or princess, Sintra is your castle. Just remember, no kissing frogs. We're now heading to Porto, an unmissable city in Portugal. And no, you won't get drunk on port wine, unless you want to. Porto, the city that gave Portugal its name, is a captivating mix of old-world charm and vibrant modernity. Let's start with the Dom Luís Simões Bridge, a double-deck iron bridge that spans the River Douro. Its majestic arch and sweeping views make it a must-visit. Next, there's Livraria Lello, one of the world's most beautiful bookshops. With its stunning neo-Gothic architecture and intricate woodwork, it's no wonder J.K. Rowling found inspiration here for the Harry Potter series. Finally, we have the Ribeira district, Porto's heart and soul. Its narrow, cobbled streets and colourful houses will have you reaching for your camera at every turn. And let's not forget the bustling riverfront, filled with cafes, restaurants, and of course wine cellars. So, if you love architecture or just like pretending to be a wine connoisseur, Porto is your vineyard. Just remember, no wine tasting on an empty stomach. Finally, we're arriving in Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. And no, you won't have to meet the Prime Minister, unless you want to. Now, let's dive into the top 3 must-see spots in this vibrant city. First up is Belém Tower. This iconic fortress has been standing guard over the city's harbour for over 500 years. It's like having a history lesson without the boring parts. Then, we have Jerónimos Monastery, a testament to the wealth and power of Portugal's age of discovery. With its grand ornate architecture, it's a sight you won't want to miss. And last, but certainly not least, is the historic Alfama district. It's a maze of narrow, winding streets, brimming with charm and character. You could get lost for hours, but trust me, it's the best kind of lost. So, if you love culture or just like pretending to be a local, Lisbon is your home away from home. Just remember, No pretending to be the Prime Minister